Hello everyone, it's our 4 o'clock chat at Pro-Am. Me, Chris again, see yous all. So today I'm going to talk about hand wraps and fast wraps and things, you know. There's all sorts of different things that we sell and other companies sell. We've sold in the past, what you can do to wrap your hands up when you're training or when you're fighting, etc. And I'm going to go through all that with you today. Right, now obviously you know your pros use the usual gauze bandage and the tape, etc. when they're fighting. Sometimes when they're training and sparring they'll do that. Amateurs, they get told now they have to wear hand wraps like these, and we were the original stretch hand wraps or Mexican hand wraps. I made the first ones of those many years ago. The rest are just copies. For some weird reason, well, we know what the reason is. England Boxing say you can only use hand wraps of companies who have approved headgear and gloves, i.e. Adidas, Greenhill, Sting, Top 10, Wessing, and they're not the best, but they are what they are. That's what the amateurs have to boxing. Now, when you're training, obviously you're going to need something a bit more substantial, shall we say. So, trap one is these little things. The gel knuckle, when you put your hand wrap over the top, protects your knuckle, and that's basic. You should always use a proper hand wrap over anything you put on your hands, simply because it's protecting the small bones in your hand, not your knuckles as much, but the small bones in your hand and your wrist, etc. So, and it's as an amateur, it's all you're allowed to box in anyway. So if you're training anything less, it's your own problem because you can't fight in them. Now we get a lot of people buy these kind of things off us. There's not just Adidas make them. There's other companies. You know, it's a bit of a wrap, and it's a gel knuckle pad, and it's a glove. Some have a good long wrap on them, some don't. These are mainly for people who are going to train once or twice a week and they don't know how to wrap, or they can't be bothered to put a hand wrap on. They're not great, especially the cheaper ones. We've sold them for £5 a pair in the past here. I don't like selling them, especially to young aspiring boxers, because like I keep saying, you must learn to wrap the hands properly. So that's another cheap way of doing it. Now, we all know there's a couple of companies about to do a pro wrap, a pro fast wrap or a pro quick wrap. One of them's Bandax. Now this is for me probably the best one. I'll stick this one on for you. The only thing I don't like about this, or I could complain about this, is it goes on like that. Secure your wrist, but it's hard here and it has a good gel knuckle. It doesn't move when you put the glove on. It stays on and it looks after your thumb as well. I've got pictures of Lomachenko, Shakur Stevenson and several other world type boxing people putting these on. These are good because they're very sturdy on the backhand. You don't flop about. Show you. They're nice and rigid. Now, Bandax are made in France by a guy called Frank. He's a hand wrapper and cutsman in the professional world. Unfortunately, they're no longer being made, I believe. We can't get them anymore. We used to sell them. Simon's had them on Fit to Box. He rates them highly. Which is a shame because they did these, they did you got two fat kinds of it, one with a gel knuckle, a cheap one with a foam knuckle, or you could have custom colours and different thicknesses, etc. And for me, they're probably one of the best ones about. Everyone else has seen the Fortress ones and everyone uses them. Before Fortress, we did something similar. These, well, we were doing these for years, and they were popular. I think we used to charge about 30 quid. Oh, Bennett, how do you get it? Oh, there we go. Winning. I'm cheating putting them on like that, to be honest. You put that on, you fasten that, and if you liked as well, you could put on a wrap over the top, which I always suggested. And we used to sell bucket loads of them for about 20 odd years. I think we stopped doing them about 3 or 4 years ago. 30 quid a pop. There's nothing in them there. Just a nice bit of a knuckle thing. You could tighten them through your fingers, etc. Fortress have been doing something very similar for the last 10-12 years now. The only thing with things like this, the reason we charge 30 quid for them is because you might get 1 or 2 washes out of them and they're going to fall to bits, aren't they, to be fair. So that we saw them as 30 quid's worth. Might do them again, slightly update them, uprate them. We'll see. I don't get how other companies charge what they do for them. I think some are about 80 quid, aren't they? But they are what they are. Coming on to the next thing, which I'm going to tell you. Now, because Bandax decided that I think he's just going to do custom ones for people now. He doesn't want to mass produce them. Correct me if I'm wrong, but shame, but they were great. They were talking about bringing out a budget one, which was similar to this with a longer. It didn't have the thumb piece on, and it had a longer wrap on it. I thought, well, I used to sell a lot of them, so I'll make something similar to cover the market. Now this is a lesson to everybody as well, this. So I sent one of them to one of the little factories with it, so it wouldn't take our main factory away from doing our gloves and things. I sent these off to another little factory I thought I could trust. I said, I like this, especially this, and the way this is fastened. I said I could do with a nice grip bar across there and a 2 metre wrap, so I could get plenty of wrap on it as well. So you'd think, you send that across, you're going to get exactly what you'd asked for, because there's no mistakes made. It's not a picture of something. So he sent me these. Now they only come the other day, and we weren't going to charge. I think these were 60 for the foam and 80 for the gel knuckle. Custom maybe 120, I don't know, can't remember. So we need to replace them with something. So I send them over to our factory anyway, and I say, similar to that, I like this and I like that, but I want more wrap on it. So our factory that I asked for sent me these. So now this was to be a budget version of them, don't forget. I wasn't going to charge full whack, 80 quid. So we got the thumb part right. So it goes on, and I'm thinking, I like some of it. You've listened to the length of wrap, I didn't want too much wrap on it. Bit twisty, but there we go. Oh, got it. So I'm just sticking this on quickly now. Just, you know, obviously somebody else can do it their own way. But there we go. So there it is. Now they've roughly got the idea, but they didn't get this part. It hasn't got the curve in it. It's a bit flat, and it's not quite as hard as I wanted it. And I'm not sure. It's gel. Well, it's meant to be gel. I'm not sure if it's exactly what I wanted. Do you know what I mean? It's not the thing. So we'll put these out. They won't be expensive. It'll be our quick wrap. They come in 2 colours and 2 sizes. You've got small to medium and large to XL. Now, let's just check, see if we can get a glove on with them. I haven't checked this, so nice 14-ounce glove, mid-range. Well, I've got the glove on. Obviously it's a brand new glove, so it's going to be a bit tight. The padding has stayed in the right place. So they're okay. They're not bad for what they are, but they're not Bandax. They're not what I wanted. I'm pretty disappointed, to be fair. They're not perfect, but for a budget version of them, they're probably okay. Do you know what I mean? Now I'm expecting something nearer to that with a wrap on it, or something as good as that with a wrap on it. But if we sell them for, I don't know, 25 quid a pair or something, you're not going to be expecting them to be the same as an 80 quid pair of quick wraps, are you? So, oh, and it stayed on perfectly. The knuckles more or less stayed in the right place. So there you have it. Although I can spend, now don't forget, I've spent 6 months trying to get these done. It's not something I've fired them over last week and they've had a quick look and made me 50 pairs of these. So there's quite a bit of development gone into it. Like I say, they're not perfect. To be honest, I'm a perfectionist. When I want something with my logo on, I want it to be the best. So I'm a hard taskmaster. You might think of them and look at these and go, "Hell, they're brilliant then. They're not 80 quid. He's going to charge 25 quid for them, 30 quid, whatever. They're worth that. I don't know. You tell me. What should I sell them at? 25 or 30 pound? Do you think that's a bargain? Do you think they're cheap rubbish? Or do you think it'll do? Let's check and see, eh? Tell me in the comments. Tell me if you want to buy a pair off me. If you do, I'll put them on the website. Tell me what colour and what size. And if you think they're a bargain at 25, 30 quid, we'll come to it. I'll get some more. But yeah, they're not what I expected. I may be wrong. You may all love them and fire them out. They're not badly made. You know, if you look at them closely, they've done a good, you know, they're all stitched perfect. I will say they're not bad material. They're an upgrade on these, obviously, because we still have the old. I mean, these are a good few years old. These are just the last pair of an old batch that we had. They sold extremely well. Maybe these will. Let me know. Tell me what you think. Navy blue and white, or black and red. Small to medium, or large to extra large. And it's another one of my crazy ideas. Hopefully next week we'll have some more new stuff to see. I'm nearly swore then. We'll have some more new stuff to show, yeah. These have been waiting for a while. Like I said, 6 months in the coming. Let us know in the comments whether you like them or not, whether you think it's a good idea. It's a good idea to have a budget pair of these. If they're an upgrade on these, or you should stick with these. Let us know. And before we forget, at least 80% of the people watching us aren't subscribed. Please subscribe, because it means YouTube allow us to stay on a bit longer. The more of you that subscribe, the better we can make these programs, etc. And we may be able to afford some music sometime, or a nice intro. But until we get more subscribers, it has to stay this way. So subscribe, tick the box, pass us on to your friends, etc. And I'll see you next week.